Hi YouTube, today I'm going to make a video on all the supplies that you would need to keep your bearded dragon. So here we go. There's my baby. That's Blitz. Hi Blitz, good morning. He just ate, so he's all full and fat right now. Alright, so starting off here, some supplies you're going to need. You're going to need some kind of a vitamin powder to supplement their food with. I use this kind, I got it from PetSmart. It can be used for all reptiles, so it's convenient if you have different kinds of lizards, reptiles, and such. I do this once a week on his crickets. You don't want to over supplement them with vitamins. It can cause issues, so once a week is perfectly fine. It's plenty. You're also going to want some kind of a calcium supplement. I have two different kinds. You're probably wondering why. This one has D3. This one doesn't, without D3. The reason for that is they don't need D3 in their calcium if you have proper UV lighting. So what you're doing if you're giving them calcium with D3 and the UV is you're overdosing them with D3. So I don't necessarily know if it's a bad thing, but they don't need it so much. And I know most of the brands that people buy from PetSmart and whatnot have D3 in it, so you're just giving them something that they don't need. He does need it every once in a while, granted. I do this once a week for my babies, or my baby, and then once every 2 weeks about for my full-grown adult. So they don't need it that often. And then the without D3 I use all the time, all the other times. So they get that a ton more than they get the with D3. Also, you're obviously going to want to keep live crickets if you have a bearded dragon. So you're going to want to have products to care for your crickets and keep them alive and keep them healthy so that you're feeding your bearded dragon healthy food. So what I use is I use Fluker's Cricket Diet for their food. It's got high calcium, and the crickets, they really do like it. I always see them chowing down on this when I put it in there. So I'd recommend this, personally, because they do like it. Also, you're going to need something for them to drink. Sometimes I'll put a potato in there and they can drink and eat on that. But right now I'm using these little cricket drink gel things, and they like those too. But you can use potatoes, some people use different fruits. It's personal preference. This is what I found that I like and works well for me. So that's my preference. Also have on hand some bearded dragon food. Now this is not a necessity to buy, because most of the time your bearded dragon is not going to like it. They're not going to eat it. Most people say that their bearded dragon doesn't even touch the stuff. So I wouldn't say you have to buy this as a good supply, because it's probably just going to go to waste. But I have it just in case. You never know. Also, I do hand feedings with my bearded dragons, but I'm not brave enough to do it with my fingers, because obviously there's a chance that they could bite me. I'm not saying it would hurt, but I don't want to, I don't want them to get me. So I do use little tweezers. I would recommend these if you are going to do hand feedings, because they're still getting it from your hand, and it does help them bond with you and trust you, but you're not taking the risk that they're going to accidentally get you when they're trying to get that cricket or whatever else you might be feeding them. So these are a good thing to have on hand as well. You're going to want some kind of, I use play sand for my adult, and you're going to want some kind of spoon, sifter, scooper to pick up the poop with and get the poop out of there. I got this from my kitchen. It works really well to scoop his poop out. So if you could find something like this, you can probably find it in the home section at Walmart or Kmart or Target or whatever. I'd recommend getting something like this, or you can go to PetSmart and you can get like a kitty litter scooper. Depends on the substrate you use as well. So really depends on your situation, but this is a necessity if you use play sand. So, which, by the way, play sand is okay to use for adults, because I don't feed mine in the crickets in the cage, and he's not just walking around eating the sand. So don't use it for babies, but you can use play sand for adults, just so that's clear. Also, I have a little bowl here that I soak my baby in. I soak Blitz in, because he's too small to soak in my bathtub. Muchacho, my adult bearded dragon, he soaks in the bathtub, but he's a lot bigger. So you're going to want some kind of a little bowl if you have a baby that you can soak him in safely without possibly causing him harm. I got this from my kitchen as well. Just look for some kind of shallow bowl that you can use to soak him in. Nothing special. I have a little glass there that I use to fill up their water with. When they have water in their cage, they don't need water every day in their cage, so when they have water, that's what I use to fill it up with. Not a necessity, just convenience for me. So, it's up to you. However, a necessity would be some kind of a spray bottle. Mine is a Fluker's. I got it from PetSmart. But you can get them from Walmart, you can get them from Kmart. Just any kind of spray bottle, household spray bottle, so that you can spray them down, mist them with water, keep them hydrated. So, another necessity is obviously going to be the cricket cages, because you're going to want something to keep your crickets in before you feed them to your bearded dragon. I have a big one for the larger crickets that I feed my bigger bearded dragon, and I have a little one that I keep the little baby crickets in that I feed to Blitz. It's empty right now because he ate all of his crickets this morning because he's a pig, so I'll have to go refill that. But definitely a big necessity is the cricket cages. Also, you're going to want some kind of a terrarium. This is a used one that I got from somebody off Craigslist. So you can find used ones, or you can buy yours from PetSmart, whatever. It's up to you. He's in a 10-gallon right now, but it's just temporary. He's going to get moved into a 55-gallon here in about a week or so. I'm actually waiting for, because my boa is actually in the 55-gallon. She's getting a custom cage built, and it should be in shortly. So as soon as that gets in, he's going to move into her old cage. You're also going to need some kind of a perch for them to bask on. Some people use slate rock. Some people have these huge branches. This gets what he needs to get done. On top of the spot, the highest point on his basking perch is 110 degrees, which is perfect for him. That's exactly what he needs. So you're going to need some kind of a basking spot. How you want to set it up is up to you. I got that little thing from PetSmart in the fish section, and it works great. You're also going to want lighting. Right now, he has a compact fluorescent UV bulb that I got from PetSmart. I wouldn't recommend these for long-term use. They're not rated the best. A lot of people don't like them. So I would not recommend them for long-term use. But this is just temporary, because I did order both of my bearded dragons PowerSun UV bulbs online, which I got a really good deal for them online. So if you order the PowerSun like I did, you only have to have one light fixture, because it does heat and UV, and it's really convenient in my opinion, and it does give off quite a bit of UV. They're rated pretty good. So if you do get that kind of bulb, you're going to need a deep dome light fixture, like the one I have his compact fluorescent in right now, because it won't fit in this little thing. So, but if you use a tube UV light, obviously you're going to need some kind of fixture for that. You can buy those from PetSmart. They're pretty pricey, but some people like that better than the MVB bulb, which would be my PowerSun UV that's coming. Also, if you're going to use like a tube UV or a compact fluorescent, which I don't recommend, but you might want to use it, it's up to you, you're going to have some kind of basking bulb. His basking bulb is actually a 60-watt bulb that I got from the store. You just use it, it's one you can use in your house. So it was pretty inexpensive, and it gives him the perfect temperature. You might have to use a different watt depending on your size of the size of your cage, but this works great for him. So, some of the basics you need for your bearded dragon right there. There's Blitz hanging out. Thanks for watching.